Welcome to the Wild Medicine Podcast. My name is Taraney, owner of earthny.com, a sacred path to inner healing, self-discovery, and creativity. I am an energy healer and professional artist, ready to reweave ceremony and heart-centeredness into humanity. Wild Medicine is a podcast to hold sacred space to relearn the ancient ways of wellness. We talk about anything from spiritual alchemy to astrology and even trauma transmutation. It is my mission to educate you on the wild medicines of our world and to show you the way to unleash your personal power. This podcast is full of episodes both with just me and plenty of our powerful guests. Each episode we will bring you the medicines of story, knowledge, and transformation, praying that this alchemy creates a huge ripple throughout your entire life. Now is our time to dive deep and head on into this radical state of wildness. Enjoy and always tune in. It is my greatest honor. Sat Nam. Hi guys, Taraney here. I am so excited to be recording this episode for you guys, the first episode of Season 2 of the Wild Medicine Podcast. And today's episode is going to be about body image. You know, body image has been something that's been coming up a lot for me lately, and kind of just in the back of my mind as I have done some deep healing in the past couple of months on my body image. And right now, as I record this podcast, I am sitting in front of my big mirror and being forced to look at myself, being forced to see my body, and being forced to be comfortable in my body. And, you know, as I just did a really awesome photo shoot with a dear friend of mine, Janae Bless, and during the photo shoot, she was really helping me feel confident. She was really helping me feel sexy and just comfortable in my body. And after the photos, I was looking at my pictures, and for the first time in so long, I didn't criticize myself or judge the way that I looked or looked at different parts of my body and been like, oh, I can't, look at that or post that. And it was such a defining moment, I feel like, in my life and my psyche and perception of self that I just knew I had to make a podcast on it. Because I think that a lot of us really do struggle with body image. And, you know, it's something that is really degrading our culture, and not just women but also men. And it's something that instantaneously, when we have a bad perception of our body image and when our perspective of our body is rooted in doubt and rooted in degrading ourselves, it instantly cuts off the medicine and of self-love and the medicine of self-acceptance. And, you know, most people start to experience body image issues as deep as the young age of 5. And I think that is just really, really sad. And when I learned that, it really just made me see that this is such a deep-rooted problem that's not just because of the media, and it's not just because of, what we see on our phones, but it's deep-seated into the collective consciousness of our country, of the different countries around the world, and it goes much deeper than just what the media is showing us. I think it's something that we've been programmed, that's been such a big issue that it's literally in our DNA, and literally to the point where children as young as 5 years old begin to start showing signs of body image issues. And I can truly say that I have witnessed not only myself, but other young people have poor perceptions of their body and what they want themselves to look at from that young of an age. I was a nanny for a long time, and this is something I definitely witnessed with one of the 7-year-old that I watched. I definitely witnessed her say things that were a little alarming to me about how she perceived her body and her face, her hair, her clothes, everything. And I know that when I was, around 6, 7 years old, I definitely had thoughts and judgments towards myself. I went through puberty really early. I think I got my menstruation cycle when I was like 8 years old. So when I was like, 6 and 7, I was already kind of growing deeper leg hair and other hair on other parts of my bodies and all the things that happen when you start going through puberty. And I remember as soon as I started to notice that I had darker leg hair that was becoming more pronounced, I shaved, because I grew up with older sisters. By the time I was that age, they were already in high school and graduated. So of course there was already all the female products around, so I shaved. And I remember my dad being when he noticed, he got mad at me, and that was really the first time I ever experienced shame of my body. And it was something that has always kind of stuck with me. And so I think body image is something because it is so deeply rooted where it begins at a young age. I think we need to really start talking about it in a more gentle way, in a more thoughtful way, and in a way that's actually productive to retraining our thoughts and retraining our perception of self. On average, 70% of women between the ages of 18 and 30 don't like their body. And I think that this happens with men too, but especially with women, we are so self-critical. And it breaks my heart to see that statistic of 70%. And 89% of girls start a diet before the age of 17. And so there's this huge culture around body image, dieting, and altering our physical body to not just match what society's norms are, but also the norms that we've created in our head through our own perspectives of witnessing the world around us. And, a little bit about my own journey as, a woman, a growing woman, with body image issues is, this is something that I've struggled with for a very long time. And I think that, it's hard to say what the root cause is, because I think there's so many variables that put us in a space of being self-conscious and put us in a space of being judgmental towards our own body and the bodies of women around us. But I can remember being 9 years old, and I was hanging out with some kids in my neighborhood, and this guy, Anthony, remember his name, he was kind of a little mean to me, and he was a little boy. He was kind of a teenager, middle school at that time, so definitely had his ways about him. But I remember him saying, we were all talking about, our weight or something, and I, said my weight, and he was like, whoa, that's a lot for, your age. And that was the first time I, was like, oh, okay, whoa, my weight is, more than the average of other girls my age. And that was when I really started comparing the weight on my body to the people around me. And that really created a toxic ripple throughout my life, even up until a couple months ago. And from the time I was really in 6th grade is really when, of course, going into middle school, when I really started to experience the poor practices that come with being self-conscious and judgmental towards our body weight. I definitely was starve myself and inflict physical pain upon myself to, in some twisted way, feel better about my body weight, or felt like I had more control over my body weight. And that really lasted until I was about 18 years old. I think that's when it really changed. And if like you find pictures of me out there on the internet, it's pretty crazy to see how skinny I was. And it's not so much that I ever thought I was fat or, had that perspective of my body. Like some people with anorexia do have, where they literally look in the mirror and they physically see, more body mass and fat on their body than is actually there. But for me, it was more of this obsession of staying really skinny because I never wanted somebody else to tell me that I was overweight. And it really sucked. It really sucked because I was hyper conscious of it. And then once I, started learning about animal, injustice and, cutting meat and dairy out of my diet, that in a way kind of perpetuated my, eating disorder habits. And it also came down to like my family, especially like towards like the age of 16 to like 18, my family all like pretty much ate meat, and if I wanted food I had to cook for myself. So that kind of perpetuated it too, and it was just this huge cycle of like not letting myself eat, not getting enough protein, and really just becoming malnutritioned. And when I look at pictures of myself sometimes of during that time in my life where I wasn't really letting myself eat and wasn't nourishing myself in the way that I deserve to be nourished, I look at those pictures and I cry now. And even right now, it makes me really sad to like think about my perspective of myself of that time and how I thought that like the way that my body naturally is was wrong. And really what changed that cycle is my deep beloved partner, Dash, just falling in love with somebody who accepts every aspect of yourself and encouraged me to eat, and then moving to Costa Rica and having a host mom who just constantly wanted to feed me and nourish me, and going into a new culture and trying their foods, and just allowing myself to kind of step out of that everyday life, like having a huge major shift in my life. I think moving to another country and having somebody who deeply loved me helped me learn to love myself and accept myself in no matter way, shape, or form that happened. And I remember in like the first like whole year of when I actually allowed myself to start gaining weight and eating again for pleasure, there was all these thoughts of like, oh my gosh, I'm like gaining a lot of weight, I should go on a diet, or I need to exercise more, and just gathering those obsessive thoughts that comes when you start to see your body gaining weight. And it was very hard for me, and that's what I kind of want to share with you guys today, is the practices and the modalities and things that I've done to help me accept my body just as it is, just how it is right now, and not doing things from a space of judging my body. And of course, this is something that kind of is a constant practice, it's definitely a constant practice, especially being a woman, and the society. It is a constant practice that we have to do to uplift ourselves and keep us in good standing with our own perspective of our own body. And I want to do this podcast, just to hold that space and to maybe transmute some healing for you guys and teach you the wild medicine of accepting yourself. And truth be told, when you let go of the judgment and you let go of the bitterness of perceiving your body how it is, it opens up a lot of more room for pleasure and prosperity and enjoyable things in your life, because unhealthy body image issues can perpetuate negative thoughts, obsessive behaviors, and judgment against others as well, which are all things that really degrade our vibration and really degrade our own human experience. And I think that this healing needs to take base on a collective level, and an individual level. And this is something that really needs a massive healing. And unhealthy body images can cause a lot of issues, not only with the mind, the body, and the spirit, but it just creates a whole disharmony with our life, and in some way, shape, or form really does cause a dishonor to our beauty and our love and what we deserve. And, body image issues can look like a lot of different things. It can look like, anorexia. It can look like binge eating. It could look like, hyper dieting or even excessive working out. It can even look like, not letting yourself get to a healthy weight. It can manifest in so many different forms. And what it does is it diminishes our opportunity to have a healthy perspective of ourselves. And I think that the key that, worked for me is to come to a space where I let go of the negative thoughts and I let go of the repercussions that I was putting on my body to look a certain way, and where I was just able to accept it as it is and learn to love every aspect of myself. And my goal was to just do whatever that helped me feel good in my body, and not to do. So I think a lot of people go on diets and a lot of people exercise to lose weight, and I feel like that's kind of not the best perspective. I mean, of course, in like situations where, of course, you're at an unhealthy weight and it's causing health implications, like if you're overweight, it is good to, do things to help you lose weight if it's causing serious health implications for your body. But if you're trying to lose weight because your perception of yourself is off, then it can be very harmful for you. And I think that something that really helped me was to go, do dieting or do cleanses or body work, because it helped me feel better on more ways than one, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, all the ways, and not because I wanted to alter the physical weight and sculpting of my body. And, people do so many crazy things to, like, get their body to look however they think fit, but, to each their own. Body modification is just something that is offered in this world, and, if you want to modify your body, that's all good, but I think the thing that comes deep down to it is you have to feel positive and good about your body, no matter way, shape, or form that it is. And when you open that doorway to feel good about yourself, it creates a huge ripple throughout your entire life, where you're able to experience a self-love that is only attainable by accepting your body. And I don't know, as somebody who has struggled with this for a long time, I understand the multidimensional problem that it has, and I understand where a lot of the obsessiveness and the pain and the hurt can come from. And I want to hold space to answer some questions that I received from some of you guys, and I'm going to answer about 3 or 4 of them that I got from you guys on Instagram. So the first one that I received was, what's your trick to feel so confident in your own skin? And, this has taken a lot of time, and the only thing that I can really say that has worked almost as a trick is to literally tricking my mind. You have to rewire your brain to see yourself as beautiful no matter what. And something I learned from Amber Magnolia from the Mystic Medicine podcast is that, a lot of women, we have the tendency to suck in our gut, to suck in our stomach, to whether that's just walking around or when we're in situations with other people or wearing clothes that are too tight for us, but we tend to suck in our gut to make us feel better about ourselves and to hopefully maybe trick the perception of others about our body weight, whatever. And this can actually cause a lot of health implications for women. and even down to chronic fatigue and chronic headaches, because it's pushing on our nerves and our stomach in a forceful and wrong way. And that I can say that what has helped me feel so confident in my skin is to tricking my mind to believe that I don't need to do that anymore. Something that's really helped me is just letting my stomach fucking be, whether, it's bloated or it's looking skinnier or it's in the morning or at night, just letting it be. And of course, like, observing has really helped me, being more observant of my body and its multiple phases and the way that it twists and turns and changes. And through that, I have used mirror work. And mirror work is a profound exercise that is a deep spiritual practice, but it can be incredibly healing for somebody who is suffering from body image issues. And how you do mirror work is by simply just getting, a tall mirror where you can see your entire body and using it as a positive tool to reflect and observe yourself. And rather than looking in the mirror and pounding out all your flaws, the things that you don't like, looking at those areas of your body and truly observing them and sending love to them and telling them, I love you, you are beautiful. I love how my body curves like this, or I love how my body bends like this, and just observing the 100% multitude that your body is, and genuinely coming from a space of love. And when you do that, and when you observe yourself in a heart-centered way and just accept all of yourself and just truly get a good look at your physical body, it rewires your brain to 100% love yourself. And it builds a physical and emotional practice of giving your body the space to do what it does best, which is just be. And without you, criticizing it, and without you sending negative energy to specific parts of your body, which just manifests disharmony if you're constantly sitting there judging how your body looks. Like right now, I don't have a bra on. Okay, I don't care how my boobs look. Like, I'm in flowy pants. Like, my stomach is, like, bending and bulging out in different ways. And, like, I don't care. And, I remember when I started to gain weight, a lot of my family members would, like, say things, or, like, I had people asking me if I was pregnant and stuff like that. And at first it, like, really hurt me. And I had to, like, go into that hurt of, like, why that hurt me when people were questioning my weight gain, and figure out why it hurt me. And then once I kind of decoded that and just sent love to it, I was able to feel more confident in my own skin. And I think doing photo shoots has really helped, especially with Janae. Like, she is so amazing at doing photos and helping me just feel confident in my body. Like, it's not even like she says anything specifically that, like, makes me feel confident or sexy. It's just, like, her energy and the way she's shooting you, like, it just kind of feeds this, like, body positive vibe. I love it. And, yeah, it's kind of a mix of things that have really helped me feel confident in my own skin, but I feel like it has been, like, rewiring my mind, and that has mainly taken place through affirmations and mirror work, and just looking in the mirror and observing my whole body, doing a whole body scan, and just speaking to every aspect of my being, saying, I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply love and accept myself, putting my hand on my heart, on my stomach, on my thighs, and just putting it out there that I love my body exactly how it is. And the more that I have told myself that, the more that I've truly believed it and held that space genuinely. And of course, the first couple times you do it, it might be hard. It might be like you're lying to yourself. But the more that you do it, the more you really see, like, oh, I really do love this part of my body. I really love how my body is different in this way. And just really holding space for that alchemy, that change to happen. Another question that I had was how to stop equating body image with self-worth / being lovable. Oh my gosh. This question really, I had to sit down and really think about it, because for me, my body image is 100%, like my perception of my body is 100% equal to my self-worth. Because when I was looking in the mirror, and sometimes this still does happen, I don't want you guys to think, and I don't want to paint this picture that this is something that's like 100% healed in my life. Like, this is something that I'm still working on. This is something that is a practice that I'll probably have to work on for the rest of my life. And you will too, and that's okay. But the point is to come to a healthy space of your perception and loving yourself no matter what. But anyway, it is equal for me, because if I am in a time in my life where I'm judging my body, I'm judging how I look, I'm judging what I eat, I'm judging my exercise, I'm doing things to get skinnier and to sculpt my body in a way that is coming from a space of depletion and coming from a space of judgment, then that qualifies my self-worth to be low. That qualifies my self-worth to be anything but good and empowering, because in those moments when I'm judging myself, I am disempowering myself. And if you're disempowering yourself, well, then you're setting the bar for your self-worth to be low, because you're not accepting yourself. You're not loving yourself just as you are. But when you start to balance your mind, body, and spirit, and balance your perception of self, and become comfortable with however you are in the ways that you are, then your self-worth becomes more balanced, becomes more from a space of love and acceptance. And when you allow yourself to accept your totality, your self-worth grows, because you understand on the different mental and emotional levels of what you are worth, and you're coming at yourself in a space of love, which helps you set healthier boundaries for how other people treat you. And, I think that if you're having a bad image of yourself, well, yeah, that does, dampen your day. That lowers your vibration. Like, if you're constantly judging yourself and judging the way you look, it's lowering your vibration, because you're perpetuating negative thoughts in your head. And that is going to manifest. Your body's going to receive that. It's going to be stored inside of your different chakra and energy points. Is going to be stored inside of different body parts of you. And I think the way to stop that from happening is literally, canceling the thought, clearing the thought, deleting it, and celebrating that aspect of yourself that you maybe were judging a moment ago. Like, say if I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I'm starting to get a little pudgy over here. And then, I'm like, I need to go, to go on a run or go work out, or I need to skip lunch today. If you catch yourself in that thought, catch it, cancel it out, clear it out, take a deep breath, and replace that negative thought with something positive and reflect it towards that body part. And come from a space of you know what, actually, I love this part of my body, and for whatever reason, this is how my body looks like right now, and I'm going to let that serve me in the best way possible. And the moment that you give your physical body permission to grow, move, and be whatever it is supposed to be, is the moment that you'll start to see your body naturally form, because there's no restrictions that are holding it in this space of just negativity and density. When you give your body the freedom to work its magic and do its thing and protect you and look the way however it's supposed to be, you'll notice you might actually start losing weight. You might actually start feeling better about yourself. You might actually, feel more inspired to go work out and go on walks and do things that are better for you, because your body is able to work and do its thing at its own natural level, and you're able to feel lovable. Your worth is better, and so you're coming at these things from a space of love and genuine care rather than judgment. I hope that makes sense, because this is a very important part of this podcast. And so I had another question that says, thank you for doing this topic. I still struggle from being called Thunder Thighs as a teen. I feel you, girl. The rude comments that we receive around our body can be really hurtful, even if it was years and years ago. you know, it hurts. It hurts still. I still feel that pain. Not just for myself, but for all of you out there who have experienced that pain. And something that has helped me that I actually did last night is sending healing energy to those parts of ourselves, those moments in our life where people did make those rude comments, or we said those rude comments to ourselves, and just going back into those memories and just saying, I deeply love and accept myself. It's okay. I deeply love you. My body is beautiful. And you have to realize that a lot of the things that people say to us that are hurtful, a lot of the degrading comments that we can receive from other people, honey, it is just a reflection of their own character. Them saying that is just a manifestation of their own toxic thinking patterns and their own toxic perceptions of themselves and the world around them, and it has nothing to do with you. Okay, maybe your thighs are a little bit bigger than other people's, or maybe they're their own natural way of looking and being to protect your bones and protect your nerves and your muscles. And that's just how it is, and that's okay. Our thighs aren't supposed to be super freaking like skinny, and they're supposed to have meat on them. They're supposed to have, like cushion. We're supposed to have like protection around our bones. We're supposed to have protection around our nerves. We're supposed to have protection over our limbs and our joints and all of this stuff, and that's all it is. And I think the thigh thing, I really feel that, When I first started gaining weight, it was all in my hips and my thighs. And it was really hard for me to see that gap in between my thighs getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And you just gotta accept it. You just gotta accept your body for what it is. And if there are painful memories where people have said things to you, or you've said things to yourself, or you've had poor experiences around your body image, just close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and send a healing prayer to that aspect of your life. And, just come to a space of understanding that you are exactly how you're supposed to be. And that comment that person said is just, it just has to do with their own character. And it doesn't matter what they think. It only matters what you think of yourself. Because you decide your self-worth. You set the bar for however you want the world to perceive you. And so you have to let go of, that toxicity. You have to let go of that aspect of yourself that is constantly judging yourself. I made a post on Instagram that said, everything starts with how you feel about yourself. Allow yourself to feel worthy, feel powerful, feel confident. Once you accept yourself, you open up the doorway to be accepted by the world. We get to choose the bar that we set for the world to perceive us. And once you take that ownership and do the work within, it'll all happen for you. Feel valuable, feel special, you deserve it. And that message really came from me looking at these pictures of myself and just accepting how I looked and loving how I looked and having that realization that, damn, I just didn't judge myself. Hell yeah. And just witnessing that the work that I've been doing on my own perception of myself has truly transformed. I used to have an eating disorder. I used to do so many things that hurt me and hurt my perception of myself, and only held space to perceive my body in a negative light and perceive other people's body in a negative light. And I am so, so, so grateful to have come to a place in my life where I just let my body be, and to let go of the awkwardness that sometimes I feel, and to just laugh at, the passing thoughts where I judge myself and just cancel and clear them. And I just want you guys to know that that is a strong ability that you can hold. It is a strong experience that you can hold within you and allow yourself to be fully free. You don't have to keep yourself in this prison of negative perception of self. You're allowed to be free, and it's time for you to free yourself. And, whether that means, changing and detoxifying whatever toxic patterns you have in your life that are causing you to judge yourself, getting new clothes, throwing away old clothes that maybe have stored those thoughts, just letting it all go and allowing your journey to be replenished, just like mine has. And understanding that this is a process. You got to forgive yourself for the lies that your mind has told you, and sometimes, you got to unfollow people that you compare yourself to. Take social media detoxes just to fix your self-image, and your perception of self. It's a process, and you got to be okay with that, and you got to be okay with where you are today, and take this as a step-by-step, day-by-day kind of thing, and you'll notice little by little, you will 100% fall in love with how you are, and not just your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I just want to say this. I want to say this again to remind you guys that it's okay to want to work on yourself. It's okay to want to work on your body. It's okay to want to get more fit, but you have to do it from a space of feeling good, feeling better within your own energy and your own happiness. The moment you choose to do a physical action from a space of self-hatred, self-judgment, and negative thinking is the moment that you cancel out any of the work that's trying to happen. If you're going to the gym because you think you look fat, well, that's just gonna perpetuate that negative thinking. But if you're going to the gym because it makes you feel better, it helps your mind feel better, it helps you feel better about yourself, helps you feel more confident, well, then that's good. Keep doing that. And I do that all the time, But I don't know, it's a process, and I think that it all begins with your perception of self and changing the motives on, why you're doing what you're doing, and really taking a hard, deep look at your thoughts and taking a hard, deep look at why you're doing the actions that you're doing, and making sure that it comes from a space of self-love. There are so many ways to boost your self-confidence, and there's so many ways to heal your body image. And I think for me, the mirror work and the affirmations and doing self-love rituals like putting body oil on me, nourishing my body with vitamins and minerals, taking baths, doing these things are acts of self-love have really helped me realize that I am so much more than my body, and that because I have come to that space of that realization, I have been able to fall in love with my totality. And, you can heal your self-worth, and you can heal your body image, and, you can come to a space where you can 100% feel lovable by not just others, but by yourself. But you have to love yourself first before anybody else can love you. And, you got to hold space to reflect on why you have these negative thought patterns that are perpetuating a poor body image, and what the repercussions of that. And once you begin to observe all of those negative thoughts and behaviors and judgments against yourself, you'll be able to collect the key aspects on what needs to change, where it needs to change, and how you're going to change this. This is a massive shift to go through, and like I said, it's something that every day I have to work on. Every day I have to make time to rewire my brain to think that I'm beautiful. And, it's an inside job. It's nothing that somebody else can give you. It's nothing that you're going to get from Instagram. The only way you're going to receive that healing is by going within and doing the massive transformative work on your own perception and your own psyche. And I think, definitely unfollow people that make you question your own body, If you follow somebody on Instagram And every time you see their pictures, you judge yourself or you judge them, unfollow it. Like, get that out of your sight. Like, make your feed literally a dream board. Make your feed be something that makes you feel confident and comfortable in your own skin. And, do the mirror work. Do the true work that you have to do to look at yourself honestly and feel lovable and feel comfortable within every single aspect, every single fiber, every cell, every muscle, every little ounce of fat. Just heal it and love it and send care to it. And, whatever it is that is keeping you in that perpetual cycle, you just got to find it and cancel it and clear it and just work on it day by day, little by little. And, you just got to trust your body and trust its processes and allow yourself to feel good. And, this healing has changed my life completely. Doing the self-worth work, doing the mirror work, looking at my body and just letting it be, has opened so many doors, not only for my own mind and body and spirit, but also how other people perceive me. And, one thing that I also want to kind of touch on during this podcast is, body hair, because this is a whole new, I got the, body weight thing down now. I'm just letting myself be. But the body hair is something that has been even harder to heal, because even from being a young age, being in once I got to 6th grade or so, I didn't always shave. There wasn't always razors around my house. It wasn't always at the top of my mind. And honestly, I was terrified of getting razor cuts, and I got razor burn pretty bad because nobody ever told me how to shave right. And honestly, my body just doesn't really react well to shaving. And so for multiple reasons, I just wasn't a high priority on my list. And I experienced a lot of shame from other people around that. It's been really hard. And I still do experience shame from it, from my own friends. My friends say comments about my body hair sometimes, and I just have to blow it off. And, sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, damn, I should probably shave. But then I just have to be like, no, this body hair is here for a reason. And what a lot of people don't realize is that your body hair is pretty much on the most important parts of your body. Your armpits connects to your lymphatic system. Your pubes, of course, connect to your sexual organs, your hair, your head, and all these different parts of your bodies where hair is. They're high sensitive areas on your body. And what your body hair does is it protects your electromagnetic field. And as somebody who is I'm very, very sensitive. I'm an empath. I'm a highly sensitive person. Having body hair is something that really has, now that I'm older and more in tune with myself, I can see how having body hair really does protect my emotional and self and my nervous system. And that is really one of the big reasons why I don't shave. And even online, I still experience, hate words from it, and even other people in my life, it's just, it sucks and it's hard, and it's something I am really healing from. But you just gotta love it. And, I'm gaining the perspective on my body hair that's hell yeah, I'm a freaking wild woman. Hell yeah, I have leg hair, I have armpit hair, I don't always shave, my pubes or whatever, and that's okay. I'm a wild woman. I'm exactly how my body is supposed to be, and this is my wild medicine, because by not shaving, I feel better emotionally, mentally, physically. I'm not having razor burn. I'm not jeopardizing my lymphatic system. I'm not altering my body to fit some social standard. And at the end of the day, I am more comfortable in my body. And yes, there may be moments where people judge me or say something that makes me feel uncomfortable, but when I am alone and having these different layers of myself truly does bring me comfort. And so with that being said, I just want you to explore these parts of yourself where maybe you don't feel 100% beautiful or 100% accepting of. And just explore it and take time to really tune in with why you don't feel comfortable. Is it because of what other people said, or is it because you don't feel comfortable in yourself? And whenever I do shave, it's because I want to. Like, even if my partner says something, I'm just like, no, I don't really want to, and I just wait until I physically want to, because sometimes I do prefer to have smooth skin, and sometimes I don't. And it's all about doing it from a space of I want to, and not because I should or other people expect me to. And just allow yourself to go about your life intuitively and do things that feel good for you. And the more that you do that, the more you just stop caring about what other people think when it comes to your physical body. And I think that that's really potent medicine for the collective, because when you start coming from a space of like, even when my friends say something like, oh, now I'm starting to look like you, I should probably shave my armpits, like, I just let it roll, and I'm just like, okay, that's not funny. And I just let them know that, like, hey, that's perpetuating a negative cycle, not only in your mind, but in my own perspective of self. And I think that that's really potent medicine, to stand in your power and not alter yourself based off of other people's standards. Do what you love and love what you do, whether that's in your work, your practices, or even your own perception and exploration and expression of yourself. Doing it from a space because you want to and you see that it's healthy for yourself. And yeah, just, do what you love and love what you do, guys. It's hard work. It can be very, very hard to rewire your mind, because most of us, we've spent majority of our life comparing ourselves to others, comparing ourselves to our past selves, and listening to other people's perspectives of our own body. And I think it's time to step back in your power. It's time to step back into your own body, to really ground down and fully integrate and love yourself from the inside out, so that the world can love you and that you can actually honor the medicine that you have to offer. Because what poor body image issues do is it creates self-doubt. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you question yourself. It makes you break the system of intuition. It makes you break the perfection that you are. And it creates disharmony within the mind, body, and spirit. And so the more work that you can do on your body image, the more that you will see the ripple effect of healing within your entire life. Because I respect myself more, and because I love my body exactly how it is, because I allow my body to do what it's supposed to do, I am able to be my best self. I'm able to spend my thoughts thinking about more higher vibrational and positive things for my own life. I'm able to show up and give more potent medicine for other people, so that I'm not working through all these like nominal things, and I'm just loving myself and accepting myself to be exactly how it is. And I think that plant medicine has really helped me. I've been taking La Bella Herbs rose petal elixir, and that has really helped me channel more grace and beauty into my perspective of self, and using crystal essences and gemstone essences mixed with flower essences to stand in my personal power and uplift my energy and my perspective of self. There's so much medicine and alchemy to be done out there within body image, and I just want you guys to know that it's possible, that you can heal this part of yourself, and that you are beautiful. You are so, so, so beautiful. And I want to use these last, few minutes to just do a little ritual with you guys. So just close your eyes if you want to, if you're able to, and if you're comfortable to, and just put your hand on your heart and your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your stomach. And just breathe. Just slowing down. Feel your heart beat. Feel the mass on your body. And I invite you to say, I am so, so, so sorry for the words that I have said to you. And send those words into every fiber of your being, into your heart, into your stomach, your back, your butt, your legs, your shoulders, your chin, your everything, your hair, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And just apologize for the disharmony that you've created inside yourself from negative thoughts of your own perception of your physical body. I am so, so sorry that I said that. I am so, so sorry that that happened to you. I am so, so sorry that he said that to you, that she said that to you. I am so, so sorry. I am sorry from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry. And just let that resonate. Allow yourself to feel it. And now fill up your cup and just use the affirmation, I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply love and accept myself. And channel that healing energy through your hands by just breathing and knowing that you have magnetic centers in your hands that can channel universal love, and just sending love to the physical body parts that need it. You can put your hands on your breasts, you can put your hands on your hips, your thighs, your neck, your chin, just gracefully touching and caressing your body and saying, I love you and I accept you. I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply love and accept myself. I accept my body exactly as it is. I love the curves of my body. I love the color of my body. I love the hair of my body. I love the textures. I love every single aspect of myself. I love you, I love you, I love you. And lastly, I invite you to just sit and receive that love. Just hold space for you to get a little bit lighter and get a little bit lovelier. And the more beautiful you allow yourself to be, the more beautiful your energy is. And the more beautiful your energy becomes, the more beautiful you are from the inside and out. You deserve this. You deserve this healing. You deserve to love yourself in every single aspect. I pray that this soaks in so deep for you. I pray that this podcast creates a huge change in your life, a huge ripple effect in your life, in the life of your friends, your family, and whoever else may need this healing. I send so much infinite love and acceptance to you. I accept you exactly how you are. Every single aspect of you, I accept it and I love it. And I might not even know you, but I accept you, and you are beautiful, and you are powerful, and you are graceful. And you deserve to feel that exact way about yourself. Thank you for allowing me to hold this space for you. Thank you for listening fully through. And I love you. And I think that's it. I think that's what we got for today's podcast. So I'm really thankful that I have this space to reflect. I'm really thankful I have this space to share my medicine. And I pray that these words resonate deeply. And if you ever need this reminder, just come back to this episode because it'll be up. It'll be there for you. If you are interested in working with me, I am currently taking on one-on-one sessions for Reiki healing, intuitive healing sessions, and sound healing sessions. These can all be done remotely or in person, wherever you are in the world. If you would like to work with me, just check out earthny.com and reach out, and you can book a session directly through there. And if you're interested in traveling, I am hosting my next retreat in Wimberley, Texas at Sacred Grounds. If you're interested in more information on Sacred Grounds, you can go to shaktiamore.com, where you can see all my upcoming retreats with my dear friend Andrea. And yeah, I got lots of medicine on my website. I got good blog posts, so definitely check out earthny.com as well. And just dive into the healing that I have for you guys on these many platforms, whether it's Instagram, you can find me at earthny_energy. Whether it's looking at other episodes in this podcast, there's a lot of healing that I put out there. So you deserve it. Go dive in. Sending you guys infinite love and respect and divinity. Satnam and blessings to your day, my love. Enjoy.